Namaste. A very warm welcome to the very last in the mini-series of How to Still Your Thoughts. And for this episode, I'd like to just wrap everything up and to summarize, the key elements that, really will support you in finding a sense of contentment. Because to be content with yourself is the greatest success that you can imagine. There's nothing more fulfilling, and it's so nice to be able to just rest in the moment, no matter what's going on in the outside. And it's possible. So you may remember the very first part of the series, we looked at observing thoughts, making notes when a thought is aggressive, or if it's an insight, if it's a gentle voice or a loud voice. So through that practice of observing the thoughts without judgment, without fighting or battling or resisting, simply observing, we learn to discriminate. We learn to discriminate between one thought and another, just to give it space. And not to compare, not to compare that, if I'm meditating, then my thoughts should be all calm and I should be full of bliss, because that just creates a tension, and it's not true. We're all in a process. So we learn to discriminate, not to judge, not to compare, but to just observe. And then in the second part, we looked at what the quality of those thoughts indicate. Now, very often it can be part of our conditioning, and sometimes it can be an insight, sometimes it can be a worry of the future, or we're chewing over something that happened, that I should have said this and I wish I'd done that. There's regret. There's all these dynamics that arise within us that can create a lot of clutter in our mind. But what we do in the first part, by learning to discriminate, we start to filter out the main emotional states that dominate our subconscious. And then from there, we can give that part of us space, like a parent to the child, with love, with our presence. And then we start to identify what need is not being met. What are the needs that we all have as human beings? To feel safe, to feel held, to be seen, to be loved, to be valued, to be able to contribute, to be part of a community, to belong. So much fear arises out of being isolated and the feeling of aloneness. And it's not necessary. We can, by identifying that unmet need, we can start to take action. We start to take steps towards fulfilling that need. And this was very much a part of the next session. And what that does, by identifying what need is not being met, we can start to move towards, okay, what can I do to feel safe? We start to ask great questions. And when we start to ask great questions, our subconscious, unconscious mind will start working on answering those questions. So we start to move towards creating the conditions that support who we are, consciously and even unconsciously. And the reason for that is because we all have this power, this drive to become more, to evolve, to grow, to awaken. To move away from pain, discomfort, unconsciousness, and to move towards contentment, peace, awareness. And this is really the key, to really learn to bring our focus into the present moment. Focus is the golden key. When we focus on the past and the negative, we just create more of that. When we focus on the future and our worries and what ifs, we just create more of that uncertainty. Living with uncertainty can only really happen peacefully when we connect to the moment. What is the reality, the truth of this moment? to relax, to contemplate, to give space for right action to arise. Right action comes from the heart. And this is really the meditation for today, to smile from the heart, just to simplify things, to be at peace with the moment. It's okay. All is well. Everything is happening for your higher good. That feeling of trust, falling into faith. So join me now in this moment just to feel that. Are you able to let go of the past, let go of the worries of the future, and simply rest in the present moment with a feeling of gratitude for whatsoever is alive in you in this moment? Simply this feeling of being alive, this tremendous gift. And to help kind of rest in that presence, we become grounded by being connected with the body, the breath, giving space to whatever feelings are there, listening to sounds, connecting to the senses. Really simple. As we connect more to the body, energy flows away from thinking. Just let the thoughts drift by. Don't go to war with them. Remember, discriminate. Don't compare. Don't judge. Well, you can if you want, but it's not going to get you anywhere. Not right now, not in this moment. And be open. When we can connect to the heart and open, not only is there love, not only is there gratitude, but a subtle joy arises, the joy of being. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, connecting to the inner environment, making your inner world beautiful, or appreciating the beauty that is already there. And being at peace with that, to be content with who you are in this moment, regardless of what's going on in the outside. It doesn't matter. Observing the flow of breath from one moment to the next. As you breathe in that beautiful energy, the prana, the chi that we draw into our center, into our heart, our being. The exquisite moment of stillness when you're neither breathing in nor out. There's no thoughts there. And the feeling of letting go as we breathe out. Simplicity. Simplicity of being. Just fall into that awareness, that stillness. Like slipping into a hot bath. It's not a doing, it's like falling into sleep. You just fall into it. Beautiful. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I know that these simple steps will work for you for every day, in every moment. Simply being grounded, present, and open. Okay. Have a wonderful day. Namaste, Gaso. I will see you in the next session. Thank you so much.